everyone, and welcome to today's Vlogmas video. Now, I was thinking, you know, what can I do instead of me just sitting here in my room talking about my day? I thought maybe I should have like a topic or something, and I was trying to think what makes me different on YouTube. And probably the biggest thing that makes me different, I'm not saying there aren't others out there, but it's that I'm Australian. Because really I don't think there's many of us, one, on YouTube, but two, doing Vlogmas. Like, there might be, but there's not many that personally that I know of. So I thought, to all my viewers who are American or from the UK, why don't we go through a typical Australian Christmas, because it's very different compared to what you guys from the Northern Hemisphere do, you know, very different. So I just thought, you know, I'd go through what a typical Australian Christmas is like, because obviously I'm not going to film my actual Christmas day. It's a day with family and friends. It's not a day for filming. So I just thought, yeah, let's do this. And I found this article actually on BuzzFeed, and the article was called 17 Ways Christmas is Very Different in Australia versus America. So I thought I'd go through that and then just say some of the things if I've actually ever done this, or confirm if it's true or not. So let's talk about a typical Australian Christmas. Now, of course, everything I'm talking about is from my point of view. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but I still think it's gonna be different to what everyone does in the Northern Hemisphere. The fact we're in summer and you're in winter, it's a big difference. So going off this random BuzzFeed article, the first thing it brings up is ugly Christmas sweaters. I know they're a thing in America. Love them. Think they look hilarious. They are not a thing in Australia. It's too hot. Imagine wearing a sweater on Christmas Day. Like, I'm usually wearing something like this, like a thin strap. There is no way catch me wearing a sweater. Actually, we had a company, I don't know if it was an Australian company, like, I'm going to assume it was, but they brought out like swimming rashies or swimming shirts that look like ugly Christmas sweaters, but you could swim in, like, with the swimming material. They especially brought that out for Aussies, so I guess we could feel like we were part of the oh, sorry if this is moving so much. I guess they brought that out so we could feel like we were part of the ugly Christmas sweater thing, you know? On holiday attire, Americans, people from the UK, I feel like you guys get all rugged up and cozy. Like I said here, it's summer, so we are wearing next to nothing. Literally, like, we're usually going swimming. So bikinis, swimwear. Think of your hottest day in summer, and it's usually Christmas Day. Christmas Day is always notoriously really hot where I live. It's always a swimming day. We go swimming on Christmas because it is hot, so that's what we wear. On decorating our house, I feel like we do much like the US does. You know, we go crazy with the lights. Same with the UK. We go crazy with lights. We have Christmas decorations. Maybe the difference is, like I said, don't know if this is a thing. So if you are from, you know, the Northern Hemisphere, let me know. But especially on Christmas Eve, a lot of people will have like Christmas Eve parties in their streets. I'm talking about like especially the streets with the good Christmas lights. And everybody will just be sitting out on their like front driveway, and it's just like everyone get together. I've never lived in a street that does that has really good Christmas lights, but I visit those streets on Christmas Eve to go Christmas light looking, and everyone's just like all merry and yelling Merry Christmas at you and handing out candy, like candy canes and other treats, and that's a big thing. So if people really decorate, they tend to do that, and they just have like a little party out the front of their house. The next one on here is on snowmen. It doesn't snow. Summer. Christmas treats. They have USA gingerbread houses. They're very big here as well. Gingerbread houses, you can usually pick them up from most stores, make them yourself. A lot of bakeries will hand make them. Obviously you can go like let's say higher, but that's not the word. When you like pre-order, you can pre-order a gingerbread house. We've actually done that in the past. The place I worked for made gingerbread houses that were delicious. So I feel like that's big. In here it says like chocolate, like your favourites box, your chocolate. That's also big. People just bring over a box of chocolates. So yeah. On how Santa gets around in a flying sleigh. And they say in Australia we have kangaroos. We do have, a lot of people will have in their Christmas displays, instead of Santa and reindeer, it might be Santa and kangaroos. We even have a song that's called Six White Boomers. 6 white boomers, snow white boomers. And they're kangaroos. So it's like it's not like, I think in my mind, Santa still has reindeer, but we just have, you know, we just say that he has kangaroos. Could you imagine a flying kangaroo? Actually, I'll die. Those things can be vicious. On Christmas trees, I know a lot of people in the Northern Hemisphere get real ones. As I mentioned previously, we've never ever had a real one. I feel like tree farms are limited. Like, they're not, you can't just go and get a real Christmas tree. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. It's incredibly hard. Everybody just goes to Target or Kmart or one of those places and gets like a Christmas tree, a plastic Christmas tree from there. I feel like that's what most people do. On seasonal delights, I don't know what you guys have. A big thing, they mentioned it here, and like I know of people who've done it, cherries, and I do think they are big in Australia. It's just not something my family has done. But for Christmas dessert, pavlova. If you're Aussies, let me know below. Do your family also have to have a pavlova on Christmas? So we do. We have trifle and pavlova. Sometimes an apple pie, but it's like the trifle and pavlova are like the must-dos. And then sometimes an apple pie, sometimes some other things. But yeah, pavlova, that's like our dessert. That is what we do. So they have here in this list on Christmas Day what your Christmas Day setting is like. And it's like in America, rich reds, greens, golds, and the festive centerpiece. And then in Australia it says, you know you're living your best Christmas life if you're out in the Australian sunshine on Christmas Day. So true. I don't think I've ever had a Christmas where we haven't gone outside. It's usually either in the pool, or I remember we had like my niece and nephew, we brought them like cool, like a whole like water inflatable cool thing. So we're outside with them with that. We've played cricket on the street, cricket in the backyard. Normally it's really revolved around the pool for me and my family. Marco Polo in the pool, especially since when I moved to Queensland. But before that it was, yeah, you always we're pretty much always outside on Christmas Day, because then you're usually on the barbecue, so that's outside. Even though it's really, really hot, we're still all outside. How we spend our Christmas Day. I found this one funny. On mandatory table items, and in the USA it says, you know, a pine cone or a candle, like a nice centerpiece. In Australia, no Christmas table is 100% set without the addition of mozzie repellent. Yeah, we have the mozzie coils. Would usually put them under the table outside so we don't get eaten alive by mosquitoes on Christmas Day. That's the thing. That's the thing for my family. And then on post-Christmas meal activities, I'm very much like what they've said here. There's nothing quite like ending Christmas lunch with a lounge on the beach or a float in the ocean. For me, it's the pool. We don't really go to the beach up here. I can't. Well, we can. We have killer jellyfish up here. The irukandji jellyfish that are like the size of your thumbnail, and they're see-through. And like if they bite you, they kill you. So a lot of people do go swimming in the beach. I just, no. No. I'm like, nope, that's not for me. But I know lots of people that do that. So what are other like typical Aussie Christmas things? So another big thing in Australia is on Christmas Eve, especially, like, people will pre-order, they queue, the lines are massive. Where do you think we are? Comment below. Where do you think all the Aussies are? And they're at the seafood shop. So either right at like the trawler, or at a seafood market, or just at a seafood shop, like store. My brother used to do it nearly every year. You'd go in on Christmas Eve and you'd get all your prawns and all your seafood items that you want on Christmas Day. Prawns are extremely big on Christmas here. I personally don't eat seafood, but I know my family has done that. My dad in the past, like his boss would get him prawns and like we just have boxes of frozen prawns. So that is a very big thing in Australia, I feel, is the seafood. People will queue to make sure they get seafood on Christmas. So as I mentioned, Christmas Day swims, very normal, like 100% normal. Actually, when I was younger, every year I always got a new pool toy. Like, you know, and I was like, oh my god, we've got to blow this up and we're going in the pool. Or would get new pool noodles because they would really like deteriorate after a year and they're all rubbery and like the stuff comes off and it was falling apart in the pool. So every year would pretty much get a new one. So that's something else. I feel like that's very different to people in Northern Hemisphere. Water fights. I can say I have participated in a couple of water fights in my time on Christmas Day. It's pretty much like maybe our Christmas Day is equivalent to the 4th of July in America. I feel like, because, you know, when I see in movies and stuff, you guys have like a barbecues and you're all outdoor and you're in the pool. Like, that is Christmas. That is our Christmas. So I'll go through like what my typical Christmas day is like. That's just a few things I found on the internet and I'm like, yes, that is Australian. So we wake up in the morning. We open presents like first thing in the morning. Okay, just had to get a bit comfy. So we open presents first thing in the morning. That's like the number one thing we do. Not that I get really any presents anymore because I'm an adult and we really don't do it. But for my niece and nephew, they open presents and then pretty much start prepping, because I don't know what it's like I said, in the Northern Hemisphere, but we don't have Christmas dinner. We have Christmas lunch. Unless, of course, you have to go to a different family's house for dinner, which I have done in the past. Had lunch at one family and dinner at another family. That's a big day. That's a lot of food. But like currently for the past few years, all my family comes to here because it's my parents' house. And usually my sister and I do most of the cooking. And we do Christmas lunch. So, you know, everyone comes over, we're all excited, we eat lunch. And then we all go into a food coma, which usually results in us going for a swim. Like I said, I have played cricket before, I've done water fights before. You then have dessert, which we always have pavlova, as I mentioned, pavlova and trifle. I feel like by the afternoon you're completely ready for a nap. I have napped on Christmas in the afternoon. And then if you're still hungry at dinner time, you do just have leftovers. And normally we in the past few years have just played board games at night and stuff, and just picked at our leftover food. Food-wise, we always have a Christmas ham. It never used to be like a cooked ham, but a couple of years ago I decided to try like cooking a Christmas ham like I see other people do in other countries, and it was delicious. So I do it every year now. And then we normally get chickens from Red Rooster. My mum literally pre-orders some chickens from Red Rooster, and we just have salads. Because obviously it's hot, so you always have salad with your meat. And we do have the bonbon things that you pop and you put on those silly hats and you answer those silly jokes. Or is that just, no, I feel like that's an everyone thing. Those jokes are ridiculous in those Christmas bonbon things. Like, they're the most stupidest jokes could ever possibly think of. And yeah, I feel like that's Christmas. And then Boxing Day for us is usually when our shops have major sales. So you're either a shopping person, you either watch cricket because the Boxing Day test match starts then, or you watch the Sydney to Hobart yacht race because it starts on Boxing Day, or maybe you're not into sport at all, and in which case you're just still in a food coma and you're eating Christmas leftovers. And that's pretty much a typical Aussie Christmas. I don't drink, but yeah, the rest of my family does drink a lot. So drinking is also a big thing on Christmas. I feel like any Australian holiday, most Aussies are drinking, possibly to the point where they just get intoxicated. But that's the thing. So that's a typical Christmas. So let me know, has any of this surprised you? Did you think we'd do things differently? I don't know. That's just, I've never done. Well, actually, I was in Prague for Christmas one year and it felt really weird and it didn't feel like Christmas at all. But that's Christmas. But let me know, do you guys have Christmas dinner? Do you do lunch? You know, do you open presents in the morning? Do you open presents later? Like, we're morning my family anyway. I do know some people who open like one present on Christmas Eve. That's another thing on Christmas Eve. My family, we always watch the carols on Christmas Eve. They're the Melbourne ones that are always on. And normally like we'll then go Christmas light looking and they'll still be on when we get home. We continue watching them. Every year without fail we've done that. So yeah, now I feel like I'm just rambling, but that's a typical Aussie Christmas. I feel like it's very different to a lot of you guys elsewhere in the world. So let me know what differences you have, or even if you're Australian, what things have I forgotten, guys? I know I have forgotten things that us Aussies do on Christmas that's different, but maybe I just don't also do those things. So yeah, that is a that's a typical Aussie Christmas for you. Really, sometimes I think it looks neat at what people do in the Northern Hemisphere. You know, they sit around the fire and they have hot chocolate or like that like mulled wine, and the food is like more like warm comfort food, whereas here it's like it is too hot, where's the ice blocks, you know, like that's what it's like. And for people wondering, I'm sorry Americans, you're gonna have to convert it, but normally on Christmas Day where I live it's around 35 degrees Celsius. That could be with 90% humidity or more, or it might not be. It's more likely to have heaps of humidity because it's our rainy season, so the rains are here. So at the moment it's quite muggy outside because it's humid, so it feels warmer than what it actually is. But that's our Christmas. There you go, typical Aussie Christmas. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it's rambly. I was trying to look at articles to hopefully like prompt my memory, because it can be horrendous about what we do, but that's my typical Christmas as I listed out before. Don't feel like it's anything special, but that's just what we do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's Vlogmas video. Like I said, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you do, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna go now because I've nearly been talking for 20 minutes. This is ridiculous. Okay, bye guys.